Hi, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Amara. This is another blanket making video. So in today's video, we are making a truncated blanket in double seed stitch pattern. So that's what it's called. That's what I learned it's called. So I'm going to be showing you how it's done. If you've not done it before, stay tuned, fasten your seatbelts, get your yarns, and let's get into it. The color that I have here is emerald green. That's what I want to call it. It's one of the colors that I got from my Alibaba suppliers. I've had this color since last year and I just decided to use it for a tutorial today. So the pattern we are working on is called double seed stitch pattern. I don't know if you've heard of it or if you've seen it, but it's just basic knit and purl stitches. But I'm going to be doing it double before alternating it. So I'm going to be taking you along. Without further much yippee yappy, let's get into it. So as always, we start up as always, we're going to start with our slip knot. For this pattern, I'm going to be casting on an odd number of chains. So I'll be doing 29. Let's do 29. So I'll be casting on 29 chains. 2, 3. I've casted on 29 chains and I went ahead to pull through the first row. So this is the first row. And now the pattern begins. So the pattern, like I said, is basic knit, purl, knit, purl. So I like my ends knit, so I'm going to leave it at that. And then the pattern starts, I'm going to start with purl, which is pushing from the front to the back, knit, purl, P-U-R-L, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit. So that's basically the stitch pattern, but in this, I'm going to be doing it double instead of single. I'll explain in a minute what that means. Hopefully my math isn't wrong with how I want it to look like. Hopefully my math isn't wrong, but we'll see. Okay, my math is right then, and it's my end. All right, let's get some walking yarn to that angle. So this is what it's looking like. The ones that I raised up are the knit stitches, the ones on the table. So the ones that I raised up is the knit stitches. The ones resting on the table is the purl stitches. So this is one row, or yeah, this is one row, which is one. Now to make it double, I'm going to repeat what I just did before alternating. That's what makes it double stitch, double seed. So I'm going to pull this one again, knit, pull, knit, pull. Try to bring that up. Knit, pull, knit, pull, knit. Oh, this one's really big. Hopefully this is going to, like, when I progress, Hopefully it's going to really pop. The pattern is really going to pop out on the solid color. But sometimes the solid colors have a way of hiding patterns. But we'll see. We're just starting, so too early to tell. Now, if you're making this and you're in doubt, just remember the purl stitches are usually going to be resting on the table or on the surface where you're working, and then the knit stitches are going to be the ones that are raised up. And then we are at the end. I like my end knit no matter, regardless of the pattern that I'm working with or I'm working on. I like my end knit. So I always tend to add 2 extra stitches for the both sides of the end if I'm working on it. Okay, so that's the double. We have done 2 rows now. With the first one is just pulling, that doesn't count. The cast on chain doesn't count either. So the first one that you do the pulling and alternating is the first row. Then this is the second one. Now we are going to change this. So it's now going to be knit, pull, knit, pull. So initially we started with pull, knit, pull, knit. That's excluding the end stitches. Pull, knit, pull, knit, pull, knit. Then when after we've done that for 2 rows, we went back to alternated to now knit, pull, knit, pull. I really hope by the time we're done with this, you can be able to see the pattern really pop out on this solid color. So we're going to do this for another 2 rows, then alternate it again to pull, knit, pull, knit. It's really easy. You just have to pay attention to it so you know when you're knitting and when you're pulling. But it's really easy once you get a hang of it. Maybe after like 3, 4, 5 rows, like your brain already knows pull, knit, pull, knit, knit, pull, knit, pull. So I'm just working with, for this tutorial, I'm going to be working with one solid color. So it's just going to be this solid emerald green all the way through. I really hope that the stitch pattern pops up somewhere. It just pops. Because right now I don't see it. But this is a tutorial though, so I hope you get the hang of it. Like it's just knit, pull, then do 2 rows of that, and now switch to pull, knit, pull, knit. Then after you're done 2 rows of that again, you change to just like that. Keep alternating. What did we do here? Okay, we knitted. Pull. Okay, so we've done 2 rows of that again. Now we're going to switch, which will be pull, how we started, pull, oop, come on, knit, Paul knit. So me knitting my ends, it's a personal preference. You can skip that, but I like how the border looks. So even if I'm doing a herringbone stitch, broken herringbone, like whatever pattern, it's just something I started with and I've been running with it. I always like my border, like see how the border is looking in that same way it continues on the side, and then when I cast off it's going to look the same. So I started with it, it's been running fine with me. I like how the borders look. So that's why I always add extra 2 stitches. So even if I want to, depending on the size, even if I wanted to cast on 29 for the stitch pattern that I'm doing, I add extra 2. If I want to do 20, I add extra 2. If I like, depending on the number, I always make sure to add extra 2, except if it's just like basic knit stitching or basic purling. But if it has to alternate, knit purl, or knit twist purl, whichever one, I always add extra 2 for the border. So I don't know if you can see the pattern. It's beginning to form a little bit. We can see it a little bit. We can say it. You can see the 2 here, then the 2. I think when I come back, you see the second 2 on this side. Okay. So this is what we are going to continue doing. Knit purl to the end for 2 rows, then change to purl knit for another 2 rows, and then go back to knit purl for another 2 rows, then change again. If it helps, you might want to write it down so you can be checking it off each row. After you're done with one row, you can check it off and know, okay, this is what I did, and then change again. That's how I like to join my colors using the bond method. Then after it's cold, I like to pull, tug on it, make sure it's not ripping apart. Okay, once I'm done and I'm satisfied it's not ripping apart, then I continue my project. So this is what we're going to be doing. I've said that before, and I'm gonna go now, continue working on this on the background, and I'll be back to show you what it looks like and how and cast off. Hi everyone, welcome back. So this is what the pattern is looking like. Like I said earlier in earlier part of the video, I knew like once we have like a few more skeins in, the pattern is going to really show itself out, and it did. Um, it did. So you can see it's really looking pretty good. Like you have to see it up close to really see the stitch pattern, the double stitch, but you can see two, two kind of thing like that. You can actually make it three if you're feeling like it. And as I'm doing it, I making this blanket, I kind of had an idea. Maybe I'll make another blanket to see what that idea is going to look like. Like instead of having one knit, one purl, like you can do two knit, two purl, two knit, two purl, and see what it looks like. I think it's going to look really good. So I usually cut stuff from my left to right, but I'm running out of yarn. Currently, I've used six canes on this blanket. It's not a big one. It's just a, like, I would call it a regular sized lap throw. Like if you're sitting on the chair reading a book, you can just have it on your lap. That's about the size it is. So now I'm going to be casting off from my left to right. I usually do from my right to left, but now I'm going to do the other way. So of course, as always, I double knit the end so I can have that curved edge. This is going to be hard. Then pull knit and pull over. Okay. Okay. Then knit, pull over, knit, pull over. So that's basically the double seed stitch pattern. Let me know if you're going to be trying this in one of your blankets, or if you have tried it before. Did you like the stitch pattern, or is it not your thing? I think it's really pretty. It's unique in its way. And we are done. I'm just going to tidy that up, tuck it in, and bun it together. And once again, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you'll be notified anytime I upload a new video.